We've got a Welshman back, Martin Johnson. We've got Jack Morgan back in.
Yeah, I think people were saying he was a bit unlucky not to get picked. But I think Tom Curry showed why he was picked at number 7 and had an outstanding game. But, yeah, it's an interesting team. McCarthy injured, I think. Chesham in. Ryan on the bench. Aki at 12. I thought last week when they may swap 12s. You know, they're both very, very good players. Both fantastic players. And Aki's a real talisman for Ireland. So I'm not totally surprised to see him in there.
It's a big call, isn't it, for Bundee Aki, for him to go to 12. I thought Sione Tuipulotu played really well last week. Haven't heard whether he's injured or not and why he hasn't been selected, because it's a real shame. He went to school here in Melbourne at St Kevin's. Of course, he played for the Melbourne Rebels, so it's a shame that he doesn't get a start in the side in front of his home crowd.
It might be an injury, but they might have planned it all along.
Yeah, should have.
They might have said, you know, we both have a game and then we'll pick the best for the last one.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. You know, it's about combinations, and this is a coach that's problem solving on the run as well. Owen Farrell has got probably it has too much choice available to him, and that sometimes can create conundrums. Absolutely, I feel like Farrell has planned each test as an isolated combination, and this is the best combination for the second test, given what you're playing for, as part of a series, not a pick and hope you can stay with the 15 all the way through. I think it's very clever, and it shows the strategy, and it gives us an indication of the second test. There's going to be a lot more confrontation. There's going to be a lot more close quarter warfare. There's going to be hips to ground warfare and controlling the pace of the game. I don't think the Lions will go to the air as much. I think they're going straight at this Wallaby team.
Jono, what about you? Played a lot with Owen Farrell. You must be so proud for him on his 4th Lions tour to get a start off the bench for him, and what he brings, not just the energy for the side, but that experience and poise when you look around the dressing room and you see a bloke who's on his 4th Lions tour.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I'm just looking at the team, I thought Porter might start the first test and get with Genge to come on. I think now, you know, it's not necessarily starting your best players, you know, bringing the guys on to finish the game. If it's going to be wet on Saturday night, which they're looking at, you know, Farrell on the bench sort of makes sense. His kicking game, his experience. If it's going to be, you know, a tighter game maybe with those conditions. But you never know sometimes in games. They sometimes just don't happen the way you expect them to happen.
Yeah, all the closed skill, all the little small parts are going to come into play. And when you're playing wet weather rugby, it's amplified. Little mistakes become amplified very quickly. So many moving parts in a game of rugby. The Wallabies have to problem solve for set-piece line-out, but I think the Lions are going to be much more shorter passing, bigger bodies coming harder and flatter at the line. We're not going to see much intrigue and ball movement, but, geez, we're going to see some confrontation.
Okay, we're about to let the great man go, release him into Melbourne. Martin Johnson's about to be let loose on Melbourne. Before we let you go, Skipper, can you give us a full-time prediction and a player you think will turn this game and this series into the hands of the British and Irish Lions?
I was just thinking that, yeah. Who knows how it's going to turn out? Maybe Ellis Genge comes on, has a run, and gets the Lions, you know, into a winning position in the second test. Who knows? Jack Morgan could come on and create a turnover to save the game. I think the Lions win. I think it'll be tighter than last week. I think with the weather, it could be, you know, less tries, 6 tries last week, maybe 3 this one, 2-1 to somebody, and the Lions take it by 6.
How good.
We've been so lucky to have you here with us on Rugby Heaven for the first time ever.